voice of racism, preaching the gospel is devilish. A fake church called the Prophet Muhammad a terrorist, forgetting God is not religion but a spiritual bond, and Jesus is the most quoted prophet in the Quran. They bombed innocent people trying to murder Saddam when you gave them those chemical weapons to go to war with Iran. This is the information that they hold back from Peter Jennings, because Condoleezza Rice is just a new age Sally Hemings.
For me as a Palestinian, discrimination against me did not start with 9/11. It was way before, as I was arrested in 1987 because of who I am and because of my activities. When I came to this country, they told me that a good citizen is a citizen who is involved with the political discourse. And when I believed that, and when I got to do that, I got punished for it.
And on top of that, you still want to take me to prison just because I won't trade humanity for patriotism. It's like MK Ultra controlling your brain.
In 1987, January 26, 1987, as I was sleeping in the house with my 3-year-old son, Ibrahim, I heard a knock at the door, and I went to investigate to the front door, and the time was about 7 o'clock in the morning. And as I looked through the glass panels, I saw a man and a woman dressed in a gray attire. They looked like government employees. So I asked them who they were, and they told me they were from the INS. That's like the Immigration and Naturalization Service then. They changed the name right now. And I thought that they were coming to give me you know, my citizenship, because 13 days prior to that day, I have applied for my citizenship, and I thought in my mind, wow, you know, what a service, they're coming home to welcome me to become a citizen. As I edged the door open, there were about 13 or 14 agents hiding behind the bushes in the house. I pushed the door, barged into the house with their weapons drawn, screaming, where are the weapons, where are the weapons? 2 of them jumped on me, handcuffed me, and the rest went into inside the house looking for weapons or some sort of you know, anything that is connected with terrorists. And of course there was nothing there. And they told me that I was being arrested because I belonged to a terrorist organization. And my son, who was 3 years old then, who was sleeping inside, came crying, screaming, and frantically looking for me. One of the agents grabbed him and threw him on the couch as a stuffed animal. And as I stepped out, a scene from Hollywood was waiting for me, because the street in front of our house was blocked from both sides. 3-car police were in front of the house. The police were outside aiming their shotguns and weapons at the house as if they were anticipating confrontation, and a helicopter was hovering at the top of the house. I mean, they wanted to give an impression that this is a dangerous man. Next day, the Los Angeles Examiner, which is a defunct newspaper now, but the headlines were, "War and Terrorism hits LA." That was the headline banner.
Did all 8 of you guys lived in Los Angeles?
Yes. Huh? Yeah, 3 of us were students, and the rest were, you know, community people. And actually, one of the 8 were a Kenyan woman who was married to one of the Palestinians. Her only crime was that she has married a Palestinian. They put us in maximum security cells in San Pedro State Prison for 23 days. They wanted to keep us there, you know, without bond. But what happened is we went to court, and we were able to win our release by the government inability to show any shred of evidence that we have done anything wrong. Nothing. There was totally, for 21 years, they haven't offered one shred of evidence of any wrongdoing on our part. Nothing. Not even an unpaid traffic ticket. I mean, we lived really, you know, we lived by the rules. We lived an exemplary life, if you will. You know, the only quote-unquote crime that we've done is to oppose the U.S. policy in the Middle East, to speak on behalf of Palestinians' aspirations. And these all are activities that are guaranteed by the Constitution. This case is a Supreme Court case, and it's taught in the books. It's the longest immigration case in the U.S. history. Also, it was the last case under the McCarran-Walter Act, which was a 1952 McCarthy-era law, and we were the first case under Patriot. The Patriot Act had a ramification for immigrants' rights. Whether immigrants are able to organize or speak about their issues without the fear of being arrested and silenced. This case represented free speech in general, whether Americans can be able to listen to points of views that are brought here by immigrants. I feel a personal debt in many ways to the people who supported me, so I'm determined to make sure that this doesn't happen to anybody else, that I'll be active in defending free speech, constitutional rights, immigrants' rights,